Good evening. Welcome to the November 4th, 2025 meeting of the Bexar County Board of Education. We're all glad to have you here tonight. It's always a good night when we're celebrating our students. All right, we will begin with our invocation led by Ms. Hendricks, followed by the Winder High School Junior ROTC. Ms. Hendricks.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this community, this school system, for the children and the families we represent. I thank you for our faculty and staff, our leaders, our SROs, and I thank you for the unique position you have entrusted with each of us. I ask that you use our leadership to directly impact each life represented in our system for the better. I pray over our decisions tonight and in the future meetings and future decisions, and that they are made in accordance to your good and perfect will. Please continue to lead, guide, and direct us. Please keep our students, our faculty, our staff safe. I also ask that through today's elections that your peace and sovereignty are made known. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Color, attention, carry, march, forward, march. Forward, march. Mark time, march. Colors, hold. Hold the colors. Present arms.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Mark time, march. Forward, march. Colors, hold. Left, right.
Good evening. I'm Cadet Quintana, and I am a freshman at Winder High School.
Good evening. I'm Cadet Garcia, and I am a junior at Winder High School.
Good evening. I'm Cadet Patrick, and I'm a sophomore at Winder High School.
Good evening. I'm Cadet Nora, and I'm a junior at Winder High School.
Right, face. Forward, march.
Thank you, cadets. All right, moving on to approval of our minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes from the October 14th regular board meeting and the minutes from the October 28th, 25 work session and called board meeting?
So moved, Dr. Carey.
Motion by Dr. Carey. Second. Ms. Hendricks? All in favor? Thank you. And our agenda approval, could I have a motion for our agenda approval?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second.
Second.
Ms. Maddox, all in favor? All right, thank you. And moving on to our consent items, could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Kelly. A second.
I'll go ahead.
Ms. Hendricks, thank you. All in favor? All right, thank you very much. All right, moving on to our superintendent recognitions.
Good evening, board members. We'll start tonight with Mr. Joe Perno, who will be doing our custodial recognition.
Good evening. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to recognize Mr. Jimmy Castro, custodian at Sims Academy, as our custodian of the month. Mr. Castro, if you would please come forward. Yeah, he's surprised. Jimmy thought he was here for something else, I think, right? Yeah. I'd like to read some words that Dr. Wood wrote about Mr. Castro here. I'm proud to recognize a member of our Sims Academy team who truly embodies what it means to be dependable, hardworking, and dedicated. Jimmy is one of those people who quietly makes an enormous difference every single day. No matter the task, big or small, Jimmy approaches it with a positive attitude and an eagerness to help. He's incredibly handy, always finding a way to fix, build, or improve whatever needs attention. His willingness to step in, get the job done, and support both staff and students does not go unnoticed. Jimmy, your pride in your work and your commitment to keeping Sims running smoothly make you an essential part of our team. We're truly grateful for all that you do. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, next, back by popular demand, we have Mr. Ayers to deliver our transportation recognition.
Popular demand, I love that. Means I get to say a lot more this time. All righty, just so everybody knows what this is our Hood Ornament Club. Somebody asked me, hey, could you go in a little more detail? That's just exemplary customer service. So it's not that our drivers have hit enough things there in the Hood Ornament Club. It means they've done enough things right there in the Hood Ornament Club. But exemplary customer service, and what I like to say is the 3 H's, they use their head, heart, and their hands in the perfect combination and flesh out, how they feel about their job, about this district, and our children. So I don't know no better way to put it. So anyway, we'll get started. How about that? All right. First one up, Deandra Harris. Next one, Florence Wade. Randy Woods. Attendance is not part of his. Okay, Amy Smith. And John Marossi.
And now I'd like to welcome Dr. Jennifer Wood to do our CTAE recognitions.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Good evening. I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to be here tonight to recognize some teachers and some students. November is actually National Career Development Month. We like to call it Focus on the Future. And so it's just a great honor to be able to do that in the month of November. So the teachers and the students that we're recognizing tonight, the students are part of our CTSOs, which are our Career Technical Student Organizations. And we have a very robust CTSOs at all 3 of our high schools. And so we'll be recognizing those students tonight that attended state and some national events. The way our CTSOs work, our students compete in the late spring. So finding the best time to recognize our students is tricky because their state competitions happen in March, April, end of February, March, April. And then they go to nationals at the beginning of the summer, and then we come back. And so some of our students we're going to recognize tonight are seniors, and they're graduated. But we did want to at least acknowledge their advisors and those students tonight. So thank you very much for this opportunity. The first person we'd like to recognize is Mandy Pugh. If you'll come on up, Mandy. Mandy's being... Oh, I did it. I said I wasn't going to do that. I got rid of my Mandy's being recognized as the Region 2 ACT Teacher of the Year finalist. And so we're very proud of Mandy. Pause 1 second. I have to open this back up. I said I was going to do this. Ah! I'm so sorry. You got to love technology.
Bet it'll be worth the wait.
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes. All right. Clay McElhenney, come on up, Clay. Clay's being recognized as being a participant in the Georgia Education Policy Fellowship Program. It's a 9-month professional development program run by the Georgia Partnership of Excellence, and it's a collaboration with the Institute for Educational Leadership, and they select about 20 every year. So we're really proud of Clay that he gets to participate in this program. So now to some of the student competitions. So the first students that we're going to recognize are our Skills USA students. So again, these are some of our state and national winners. We're going to start with Appalachia Skills Chapter and Wyatt Cooper. Go ahead, come on up. Yes. Gavin Wall. And Cooper Woods. Okay. They were the President's Volunteer Service Award, and they won bronze for that. Then we have Marcelo Macias. He placed 3rd in the employment application process. All right. Then we have Gavin Pugh from Heyman Morris Middle School. So we have a Heyman Morris chapter. Gavin placed 3rd place in action skills. Next we have Angel Cruz. Is Angel here? Angel placed, was nominated as a middle school voting delegate. Also, just to mention, Heyman Morris did receive a $2,500 Skills USA grant, and their advisor, if you want to come on up, Miss Evelyn Flood Hines is here, so that was part of her. They also were recognized as a gold chapter of distinction, the only middle school in Georgia to receive gold, and so their chapter president is Angel Cruz here. No? All right, so those are our middle school. Moving on to... Oh, Melanie. I must not have... Go back. Can you go back 2 slides? Right there. Melanie Fernandez, gold chapter of distinction. Come on up, Melanie. Sorry about that. Too many recognitions. They just, all right, now go forward. We're here to the National Technical Honor Society. So Appalachia has a National Technical Honor Society, and they recognize they're a chapter, and they have they look at career technical education. They promote academic excellence, leadership, and service. And so we want to recognize the chapter president, Jaden Baharas. Thank you. All right, Winder Barrow TSA. This is our next slide. So these are some of our students that are actual graduates. And so while they could not be here, we wanted to make sure we recognize them and give a shout out to Kimberly Guerin, their advisor. And Kimberly said, Kimberly has a basketball game tonight, but she said, all of my students who placed in the top 10 in the nation this past year were seniors. All of them are actually in engineering or architecture programs, which is so exciting. This was my largest group yet to pursue degrees in those fields. 11 TSA students from the class of 2025 are attending Kennesaw State, Georgia Southern, Georgia Tech, and UGA. So we had Dalton Lowry, who placed 10th in state and then 9th at nationals for transportation modeling. And then we had the team of Corey Plack, Imani, Chase, Carlos, Nathan, and Ryan, and they all placed first at state and then 9th in the nation for their architectural design. So congratulations to Winder Barrow. And then we're going to move on to Appalachia TSA. So we had, is Aiden Russell here tonight? All right, so Aiden Russell won first in state for his transportation modeling. And then do we have Colton Thornton? Is he here tonight? All right, Colton, come on up. And then Jasmine Vasquez. Is Jasmine here? They won 7th for structural engineering, and their advisor is Miss Teresa Johnson. Teresa, if you're here, come on up. All right, moving on. We've got FCCLA. So we have some outstanding students that are officers. So becoming an officer of a CTSO is a high honor. They go through many rounds of application and interviews. And so tonight we're recognizing Emma Pittman as a national officer. She's a national FCCLA officer, and she's the Vice President of Community Service. Emma was also recently part of her service was she was at the Governor's Workforce Development Summit as a greeter, so it was great to see Emma there. Next, from BASA, we also have Graham Mull. Is Graham here tonight? So Graham is serving as a state vice president of community service. And then we have Ansley Daniels. Is Ansley here? Come on up. She is our Region 3 VP of Communications. All right, so that's our BASA FCCLA officers. Now we're going to move on to Appalachia. We have more skills officers. We're just racking it up at FCCLA. Is Macy Murdoch here tonight? All right, Macy serves as the Vice President of Programs, so she's a state FCCLA officer. So congratulations to Macy. Now we had FCCLA go to nationals again this summer, and we had some students place. So we have Vendi Slamkova and Emily Hutchins. Come on up. They placed 10th in the Digital Stories for Change. And their advisor, I know, is here, Brooke. Come on up, Brooke. Proud mom and advisor. Yes, mom-visor. All right, now we're going to move on to BASA. So Engage is one of the newest CTSOs in the state, and this was started with the creation of our new public administration pathway. So this is the newest CTSO, Engage, and BASA has a state officer for Engage. Isabella Perlia, come on up. Miss Abby Peterson is here. Abby, you want to come up and stand with your officers? I'm sorry, she's the FCCLA advisor at BASA. And then we have Austin Coleman. You want to come up and stand? Austin is the advisor and teacher at BASA for Engage. All right, now we're going to move on to FFA. Again, FFA just came out of nationals, so I'm going to mention some names, and those students aren't here, and we didn't have the pictures because they literally just came back on Saturday. But again, with this opportunity, we wanted to make sure we mentioned some of our students. But in the audience tonight, we do have a state and a national middle school student. So we have middle school chapters and high school chapters. So tonight with us, we have Lily Hardy. She was the first an area and state winner for poultry and middle school record book. And then is Britton Bryant, did she show up? No? Okay, Trevor Queen is the Heyman Morris FFA. Trevor, you come up and accept it for Britton. So I'm just going to read this. So as a middle school student during National FFA Convention, Britton placed 8th in the nation. She was recognized in front of 70,000 FFA students. Her hard work and dedication embodies the Heyman Morris Wildcat Way. She was able to present her research to FFA members and guests from all over the nation in Puerto Rico at the Agri-Science Fair Expo. So we're excited that we have a middle school national winner. And then just to recognize some of our graduates from Winder-Barrow, so Abigail Baird placed 4th in the nation for her diversified horticulture proficiency. Eli Sauls, Kyle Dawson, Luke Lynn received their American FFA degree. This is the highest degree the National FFA can bestow upon members. American degree requires 60 hours of community service, 2,250 hours, and $7,500 to produce invested in their SAE project. Winder-Barrow High School was also a 3-star national chapter, which is less than 10% of the chapters in the nation, and they were assisted in their application by students Alan Zepeda, Madeline Moore, Emma Mayo, and Isaac Menendez. And then at Appalachia, we also had some nationals. We had American degree for Olivia Dawson, a 5th place national agri-science, Gracie Helton and Millie Maddox, and then a 10th place national agri-science, Austin Putton and Colton Gray. So obviously you can see we've been very busy since March until Saturday, and we're so very proud of all of our students and our advisors and the board and our school system that support us, and of course their families. They could not do this without their families. So thank you very much for allowing this opportunity to recognize these outstanding students and teachers.
Board members, we have 2 students who were selected to participate for the State School Superintendent Student Advisory Council. So I'm going to welcome their principals, Ms. Rayberg and Mr. Thrillkill, to recognize those students.
Good evening, Dr. LaDuff, board, and community members. I am proud to recognize this evening Natalie Griffith as a young leader and positive force at Appalachia High School. And as her principal, I'm immensely proud of the impact she has on her peers. She is also a joy for my staff to be around. She makes me smile every time I see her, and I'm grateful she will now be able to share her experiences and ideas at the state level. Natalie is a sophomore at AHS, and she's a proud member of the marching band. I think she plays flute. In elementary and middle schools, she was part of chorus, and she served on student council in middle school as well. In addition to band, she is part of this year's Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, and she serves on our student recovery group. She has completed many service projects through her church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In applying to serve on the State Superintendent Advisory Council, she was asked about a pressing issue and how she would address problems in Georgia's public education system. She wrote about mental health and advocacy, and she shared that while she endured an awful injury on September 4th, 2024, she knows that others have also suffered great tragedy. She hopes to help others learn from tragedy and find supports on their own. She also hopes to pay it forward and help other schools who suffer the horror of shootings and violence. Congratulations to Natalie Griffith. We're so proud of you and the work we know you will do at the state level. Continue to make everyone around you better. It's your superpower. While she comes up, I asked Mr. Dean to share one of many stories we have about Natalie Griffith.
So I have had the honor and privilege to get to know this young lady over the last little over a year. We would take afternoon walks to the bus pretty much every day last year. So I would get to hear about her day and all the things that she got involved in. But I think the true testament of who this young lady is that on September 2nd of this year, she had to have a pretty major surgery. And before the surgery occurred, I was like, Nat, you're going to be here September 4th? She was like, I will be there if they have to wheel me in a wheelchair, which just speaks to who this child is and what kind of person she is and how important it is that she is there to support others. So we are so thrilled and honored to have her voice representing Appalachia at the state level, because I know that she's got some wonderful ideas to share that will help improve our state as a school system. So, congrats.
Good evening. I'm Tommy Throkill, the proud principal of the Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy, and it is my absolute honor to introduce Damian Alvarado and just say a few words about him. So Damian is a very accomplished student and a natural leader with a profound vision. I've learned this from working with Damian for the last couple years, and I can tell you that he is a dedicated person with a lot of passion, but he does have that vision for what he wants to achieve. As the current president of the Hope chapter for BASA, he brings awareness to the Latino Hispanic community by investing in engaging events that unite and inspire people. In addition to leading the BASA chapter of Hope, Damian also serves as the president of the Beta Club and as the communications officer for the Future Health Professionals of HOSA. Now, when I asked Damian, hey, tell me a little bit about what inspired you to become the person that you are today. He quickly said that he attributes his success and passion to serve his community to his family. He was quick to recognize the love and support of his grandparents and parents for always being there for him. Additionally, he was grateful to all the teachers who have worked with him with such dedication and passion to get him to where he is today. Damian, students who serve on this council represent the voices from the classrooms and hallways across their campus. And Bassett is thrilled that you are going to serve as State School Superintendent's Student Advisory Council. Congratulations, Damien. We're very proud of you.
All right, so for our final recognition tonight, it is my honor to recognize our Director of Communications, Miss Nicole Vallis, who was recently recognized by the Georgia School Public Relations Association as the Marie Wofford School Communicator of the Year. Nicole leads our strategy for communication all the time. As we've heard referenced tonight, this past year was particularly challenging to be in that role. And Nicole communicated a lot of critical information with professionalism and precision. And we are incredibly grateful for that. But that's really not what sets Nicole apart. What really set her apart and continues to set her apart is Nicole is really, really good at telling our story. And through all the pain and the tragedy that we experienced, Nicole reminded us of what makes our school system and our community so great and a great place to live. She told our stories of resilience, of compassion, of love, and continues to do that today. And as we've talked about before, board members, there's a lot in front of us that our kids deserve, that we are here to provide. And I am so thankful for Nicole's leadership because she keeps that in front of us and ensures that not only we inside of our organization, but our entire community is incredibly excited about what's in front of us and what we're going to accomplish for our children and our families. So congratulations, Nicole. We greatly appreciate you. That concludes our recognitions this evening.
Thank you, Dr. LaDuff. A lot of great stuff. Congratulations, Nicole. We appreciate you. Moving on to our bowl spotlight with Mr. Threlkill again with Bear Arts and Sciences Academy.
All righty. Guys, we are so privileged and honored to be here tonight to represent BASA. Ms. Washina Lyles and I want to thank the board for everything that you do to support our school and our school system, as well as the leadership for Barrow County Schools. And we can't wait to show you and highlight some of the great things going on at BASA. Next, please. So we start at BASA with our vision. And our vision is simple in wording, but it is huge in aspiration. It is respect for all. And guys, this is a vision that we hold true and dear to our hearts at BASA. It drives our day-to-day at the school, but also leads into life beyond that stage, where we hope through a lot of the leadership examples that you've seen here tonight, that the students take this vision, this goal of respect for all, to seek to understand, to have those good communication, to talk through their issues, so that those are leadership and foundational leadership skills, not just in our hallways, but past that stage of BASA. And we do this day to day through our mission. And that mission is simply to provide that learning community where everyone feels valued, empowered, safe, and supported, where students can really explore their passions and interests, not just through the lessons, but through the experiences that are designed to maximize student engagement, achievement, which leads to that cultivation of culture of success. And that goes from within the classroom to extending past that classroom. Simply put, next please, we provide a meaningful school experience for all of our kids, from bell to bell and extracurriculars as well. And when we have those tough decisions to make, we go to our purpose. And that purpose is to empower our students to become those innovative leaders and global citizens, both today and tomorrow, so that they know how to positively affect their school community and the community at large. Simply put, guys, who are we? We are blazers on fire. We start off, next please, by being future focused, which means that we have the pathways to extend the journeys for our students to achieve those goals, whether that be through agriculture, animal science, into the computer arts and graphic design elements, as well as game design, all the way to government and public relations, healthcare science, the information technology, our marketing program, the teaching as a profession program that we started this year and are very proud of, all the way through to environmental science. Our students are extremely future focused in what they do. And as we go to that next one, please, once it comes back on, we are innovative. And some of the highlights of innovation that you can see at BASA's hallways and classrooms, we want to talk about the essence of BASA last year that was created through a collaboration project, a cross-curricular project, including physical science, marketing, our English classes, and our graphic design classes, where they actually got together, and I think I just got some of the scent out of my clothing, but they created a fragrance designed to represent BASA and everything that it holds dear. And that went all the way from the idea stage all the way through the marketing and developing stage. And then you can see pictured on that screen with some of the other examples, but in that bottom right-hand corner there, you can see the partnership with the Northeast Georgia Medical Center, where our art classes actually got together. They created art for those hallways, but that included pitch meetings, it included feedback, it included going back to the drawing boards and working together. And guys, these are just a few examples of how our school partners up with each other in the school system itself, but also extending beyond the school into our community and impacting our purpose for what we see it is. And guys, it is now my honor and privilege to introduce Ms. Washina Lyles as she continues to show us how we are blazers on fire.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. Another thing that makes BASA unique is our R, which is responsible. At BASA, we teach our students to be responsible for their academic success, to be responsible for their community, and to be responsible for their peers. And with that, we do a lot of collaboration in extending who we are inside the building, outside of our walls and beautiful campus, into the community by pairing with Relay for Life, the Red Cross, and Austin Road. We do a lot of partnership with Austin Road. We also make them responsible for their academics through our expedition times, where students are required, they sign their own self up, whether they need tutoring or not, to extend or enrichment, which helps us to maintain the grade point averages that we do at BASA. The next thing is that we are having a Veterans Day, which will be on the 11th at 10:30. We invite you all to come. We're also doing Boulder Together at BASA, which will be on Thursday November the 13th. And we will also be having a BASA Parent Day, where all potential BASA students and families are invited to BASA on November the 10th to come in to see what BASA has to offer. And they do a Q&A with teachers and students just to see exactly who we are and what makes us unique. The last thing in our Fired Up is E, as for an engagement. So one thing that we decided to initiate this year was to be able to be more intentional in our rigor and to closing our achievement gap. And after doing some studies, what we found is no matter what your subgroups are, your demographics, conversations are needed inside the classroom. And we designed a thing called Fire Chats, which makes our conversations intentional. They're academically focused on what is going on in the classroom, and we became very intentional about our small group. This is a whole school effort, and you will see it in every classroom that you walk into. One thing being the administrator over CTAE and talking to professionals, they find that students do not know how to communicate and work and collaborate in the workplace. We decided at BASA that was going to be something that we wanted to tackle to make sure that no matter what field our students decided to go in, they would be able to be standouts, whether that's in the college classroom or in the job force. And that's what makes BASA unique and who we are. Back to Mr. Thurkill.
Absolutely. So guys, as you can see, there's a lot going on in BASA every single day. You know, we wake up every morning with that purpose and that passion to come into work, to inspire those kids. We want to make sure that our staff and our students and community and families are recognized for the hard work that goes into that school. We appreciate all of them, and guys, we appreciate this board and our leadership for how you support us in fueling the fire of our Blazers. It is now my privilege to introduce a student-driven, student-led enrollment video that was created to go through our enrollment period, which starts on November 10th and goes into January. We hope that you enjoy it, and again, we thank you for all you do to support us. Appreciate you.
This is BASA. When you enroll in BASA, your opportunities are endless.
Discover your passion here.
BASA prepares you for your future.
Compete at the highest level.
Make new connections and find your community.
We are future-focused, innovative, responsible, and engaged.
Go Blazers!
Great job. Thank you, Mr. Threlkill and Ms. Lyles. Great report. All right, we've got some presentations and discussions now. We'll begin with our CFO report. Ms. Houston.
Good evening. The first report we'll do is our sales tax report for the month of October. We received $1,823,335. And as you can see, we're less than 1% up from this time last year in our SPLOST receipts. For our general fund balance, our unassigned fund balance at 10/31 is $34.1 million, and that's 15% of our budget. Our total fund balance, assigned and unassigned, is $63 million. Our total revenues year-to-date is $47 million. Our total expenditures year-to-date, $73.9 million. Our total revenues just for the month of October are $11.6 million, and our total expenditures for the month of October are $17.4 million. We received a call today that there's going to be a slight delay for property taxes getting to us. If you can look, our total expenditures are $17.4 million a month. If you go up to our unassigned fund balance, we have $34 million left. So that's 2 months of our fund balance that we have left. So we are thankful to the superintendent and Board of Education that we have sufficient fund balance to cover any delays in funding and saving additional expenses and having to get a tax anticipation note. So I really appreciate that. And then the next report is our general fund detail. Then we'll move on to our special revenue fund. This is year-to-date, September 30th, 2025, and our revenues are $3.8 million. Our expenditures, $5.9 million. And again, our fund balance has to fund these expenditures out of the special revenue fund because we have to wait on federal funds to come in to cover these expenses. So we spend it first, and then the federal funds come in. Our capital projects funds, total revenue $10 million, and our total expenditures $8 million. We're going to have some big expenditures coming up with Heyman Morris Middle School and Bear Creek and Winder Barrow High School, so we're glad we have sufficient funds to cover those expenses. Our debt service, $4.6 million revenue, and expenditures $9.3, and as we said last month, 5.9 of those expenditures was a transfer out into capital projects because we had too much money in our debt service fund. And then the last report is our invoices between $10,000 and $74,999. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Houston. All right, moving on to Mr. Perno, our operations report.
Okay, System Operations has one action item tonight. This item is a property transfer item. The superintendent recommends that the school system be authorized to finalize a transfer of specific portions of parcels WN 12-425, WN 12-426, and WN 12-427 to the city of Winder. These specific portions of these parcels, better known as Winder Legacy Park. The school system will retain certain rights and privileges related to the continued use of these parcels, and the school system will fund a one-time cost for maintenance and operation of the parcels. This M&O cost includes utilities, grounds, custodial, and maintenance repairs and services. Any questions?
All right. We'll take action a little bit later.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and Dr. Bowen, Student Support Services.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My goal was to develop a school calendar that all living, breathing creatures could agree on. And then I woke up and realized that I have an easier time getting Clemson in the college football playoffs and gaining consensus on school calendars. I am happy to share with you, though, a quick summary of, sorry, boss, the calendar feedback and drafts for the 26-27 and 27-28 school years. These calendars represent student school days and holidays. We have received feedback from school administrators, Teachers Advisory Council, school governance teams, Teachers of the Year, Executive Cabinet, and a survey completed by over 3,000 parents, community members, and staff. While it will be difficult to meet every calendar request, we feel these calendars do honor most all our respondents' views. And a quick summary of what those respondents shared with us. Press delete on digital days. We want to get rid of them. Full fall break week, full Thanksgiving week, full 2 weeks for winter break, full week for spring break, preferably the first week in April, and school year complete by Memorial Day. So as we look at a 26-27 calendar, as both calendars are basically identical from one year, school year to the next, the big feedback we got from our school members, almost all of them expressed a desire not to start the school year on a Monday. They liked having a warm-up day, especially elementary did. But with that, this year, as August 1st falls on a weekend, that pushed us with the best option starting in the dreaded July 31st. So if we start July 31st for our first day of school, and then we get into the entire month of August. What that does is create a student holiday on Labor Day weekend, and the rest of it is clean with a fall break week, a Thanksgiving week, and then finishing in December a full week before Christmas. So the entire week leading up to Christmas, our students are on holiday. That goes over very well with the results we saw from the community. As we move into the second semester, we would start out with, on the 4th and 5th, students still on winter break. We generally use those days for PL days and staff development days, though that calendar will come out a little later. We, of course, have MLK Day. We have a 2-day weekend for students in February and a Friday off in March, with first week in April being spring break. It has us finished the first 3 weeks of May, both the next months, finishing on the 21st one year and the 19th the next, which gives us the entire following week to do both post-planning and all graduations and still be done by Memorial Day. Are there any questions about the calendar drafts? Questions, not complaints. No, questions about the drafts.
No, I want to make a statement. I have had several from other districts around us, some teachers and some other employees that work with other systems looking at our district, and very appreciative and asking me what we do and how we come up with our calendar. And I
Tell
have
them it's
told
me,
them-
it's all me, Ms.
That's
Kelly.
right.
You just tell them.
But they really like our calendar because they're teachers and they don't get the full weeks like we do. And I told them how we've sent it out and get a consensus. So it might help us to pull some teachers over here.
That came in on some surveys, to
They're
be
really
honest with you.
looking at it. Yes,
That actually came in on some surveys. I think if we get, questions about the July 31st start date, the trade-off for that is the full week of fall break. And also the reasoning being, our school people, we just felt strongly about having that day to get our kids accustomed to starting back to school without them having a full week in front of them. So those two things together are what kind of led to that. The rest of it is pretty basic. That's the one bit of a wrinkle there, because originally we did look at the August 3rd start date, but that's a Monday, that's a 5-day week to start off with, and the school feedback was very strong there. And the rest of it we honored pretty solid, I think. Any more questions or comments?
Dr. Bowen, can you just explain to the board moving forward how we're just going to look at one calendar year at a time and add it to that 2-year cycle?
Yes, sir. One thing Dr. Duff has brought to us, which I think is a really good idea, is instead of just doing 2 years worth of calendars every 2 years, we're going to do 2 this year, and then next year we'll do the second year as a rollover every year, so that everyone always has at least a year, and most of the time more than a year, in front of them on school calendars, and we don't approve calendars in December that start just the next school year. Because if we've got more than a year in advance, it allows people to make reservations and just know what's coming up. So I think that's a really good idea. We will do 2 this time, and then we'll do the second year every year. So we'll always have 2 in the books.
I just want to say thanks for taking all the time to send out the surveys as a team and gather up all that information to make the most responsible decision for our community. Because that's one thing that I heard over running for election was digital days were a huge thing and a huge burden on a lot of our families in our community to have to take another day off work to be at home with their kids. So I just want to say thank you to the team for listening and taking that into consideration when creating these calendars. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So tonight we have no items of information. We do have one action item. The superintendent recommends approving the following academic calendars be posted for review for the next month. And then, considering any feedback we get, consider these for approval at the December 2nd Board of Education meeting.
All right. We'll take a vote on that in just a moment.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Bowen. All right. We do not have any requests to appear tonight. No executive session. So we will go ahead and vote on our action items. The first one is regarding the property transfer, and I will be recusing myself from this vote. I'm a member of the Community Foundation. I believe Ms. Maddox will also recuse herself. Her husband serves on the foundation as well, so You got it.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the school system to finalize a transfer of specific portions of parcels WN 12-425, WN 12-426, and WN 12-427 to the city of Winder.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Carey,
I second it.
second by Ms. Kelly. Any discussion?
Yeah, Chairwoman, I'd just like to make a quick statement on this. As a new member of this board, the Community Foundation and the school system developed an amazing park that I see our community utilizing in big ways. Every time I drive through town, it's completely packed out. And while the Community Foundation can no longer retain possession of the park, which I think was the initial intent of the contract when they went into it, I think it's our responsibility as a board, and something that we've really been working hard on, is trying to figure out a way to keep the park for the community, because it's not fair to the families and the kids and all the donors that have donated to not have that park still available to them. So while this is a discussion, I think that it's a great asset to our community, and I think that since that parcel of land previously belonged to the city of Winder, it makes sense to offer it back to the city of Winder. So I like where we're at. So I appreciate all the hard work that went into this from our staff as well.
Thank you. Any other comments? Any discussion? All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Five, 2, 1. No, 6. Okay, we're missing Kirsten, that's what it is, okay. All right, motion carries 5-1. All right, moving on to the academic calendars for the next 2 years. Could I have a motion to post these calendars for review?
So moved, Mr. Callaway.
Motion by Mr. Callaway, second by Dr. Carey. All in favor? All right, motion carries. All right, our next meeting will be November 18th, our work session. Then after that, we'll have a board meeting in December and then head to conference in December. All right, with no other business, we will now adjourn.